This here's the Bouse Guide to Juggernaut. You're welcome. So, you want to play Juggernaut like a Bouse? Well, my friend, you've come to the right place. However, first of all, you better make sure you know what you're getting yourself into when you pick Juggernaut. This hero slashes faster than sushi chefs on crack, cuts deep enough to leave emotional wounds, and is prone to spinning out of control. Literally. Now, if you still think you can handle that, keep watching. Otherwise, just go play, Ricky. Before we begin, as with every hero, there are many different ways to build Juggernaut depending on the situation, and being able to adapt to your particular game is crucial to high-level play. However, this build I'm about to show you right now is hands down the best and the only true way to play Juggernaut like a Bouse. Let's go. Starting out, you want to buy one set of tangos, one health pot, one stout shield, and slippers of agility, and head off to one of the side lanes. Your best lane partner is a ranged hero that has a slow or a stun ability who doesn't need too much farm. Onto the skill build, you want to skill Blade Fury at level 1 and work on maxing it out first. This skill gives you magic immunity and does incredible damage over time. Blade Fury is one of the best skills for getting first blood kills in the game because just at level 1, it delivers 400 magic damage straight to the enemy's face while spinning around fabulously like a Bouse. Get stats at levels 2 and 4. Getting stats serves two purposes. One, it gives you extra mana to cast Blade Fury more often during the laning phase, and two levels of stats increases your mana pool so that by level 6, you will have enough mana to cast both Blade Fury and Omni Slash together without replenishing mana. That's some smart skillin', Bouse! At level 6, pick up Omni Slash, one of the most feared ultimates in the game, especially against isolated enemies. This skill randomly slashes any enemies in an area multiple times, but if there's only one target in the area, all your slashes will be forced to land on that single target, dealing incredible damage. You wanna know what else does incredible damage? Let me give you a hint. It's 4 letters, starts with a B, and ends with an S. That's right, bats! Use your ultimate in the early game to pick off solo heroes. Do not ulti if there are creeps around, because it will be completely wasted, especially at level 1 when you only have 3 slashes. Alright, now onto early game items. Boots of Speed should be the very first item you get. It works amazingly with Blade Fury, allowing you to chase down enemies for the entire duration of the skill. Afterwards, you'll want to finish up Poor Man's Shield by getting another Slippers of Agility. Phase Boots should be your next item. It provides great move speed and damage, both crucial for Juggernaut. Then afterwards, finish up Magic Stick. Then, work on getting Drums of Endurance. This item gives you great overall stats as well as even more move speed, which is very important for Juggernaut because much of your damage early game will come from your ability to chase down enemies using Blade Fury. And with Phase Boots and Drums, you will be extremely fast. Usain Bolt? I think you mean Usain Bouse! Alright, now on to early game gameplay. You need some farm early game, however, you are also extremely deadly early on, so maintaining a balance between aggression and farming is key. If you have the ideal lane partner, harass aggressively with Blade Fury while farming. You will dish out a lot of damage and get good kills. But if you don't have the ideal lane partner, just threaten enemies with Blade Fury, make them scared of you, and force them to go back and heal. Early game is when your Blade Fury is the deadliest. Now, after you get your ultimate Omni Slash, play aggressively whenever your ultimate is up. Early game Juggernaut is all about Blade Fury and Omni Slash. This combo will do an outrageous amount of damage and is what establishes you as the Bouse in the game. Doing the math, just at level 7, your Omni Slash and Blade Fury together will dish out over 1,305.5 damage. Just make sure that your enemies are ready to pay for shipping and handling, cause you're about to deliver some ass whooping, Bouse style. While you are farming in the lane in the early game, keep track of creep waves and threaten tower dives with your ultimate between creep waves. Focus on farming hard when your ultimate is down, but don't hesitate to jump into a team fight if you see the potential to kill or to do massive damage with Blade Fury. Your fast movement speed will allow you to run between farming and battling without losing out on too much of either. Balance is key for Juggernaut. You are extremely strong early game and can easily win team fights for your team and gank enemy heroes. But if you get caught up being too aggressive and aren't getting enough kills in team fights to make up for the lost farming time, you will fall behind and lose out in the mid game. Alright, now on to mid game skills. After you max out Blade Fury, the next skill to max is Blade Dance. It improves your damage output by giving you a 35% chance at level 4 to do double your regular damage. Level your ultimate at levels 11 and 16. Getting one level in Healing Ward is all you need for pushing creeps and healing yourself. Because it's so easily destroyed by your enemies, leveling up stats instead of maxing out Healing Ward is actually more beneficial. Juggernaut has very low stat gain, and going stats in place of maxing out Healing Ward will supplement your stats disadvantage, increase your damage, your mana pool, and survivability. For your items in the mid game, you'll want to get Yasha. It's very cheap to build and provides amazing damage, attack speed, and movement speed. It also serves as a piece of your next mid game item, Manta Style. This item is great for Juggernaut, boosting survivability, increasing damage, and when activated, gives you 2 illusions of yourself. Naruto's got nothing on this! Kage Bousen no Jutsu! On to mid-game gameplay. Continue to farm hard. Carry a teleport scroll with you at all times, especially when you are farming a lane so that you can easily escape ganks by using Blade Fury and teleporting out. At this point in the game, you should be looking for a fight every single time you have your ultimate up, especially after you have level 2 ultimate. Blade Fury and Omni Slash should serve you very well through the mid game, so whenever your ultimate is off cooldown, be on the lookout for ganking opportunities with your team. For large mid-game team fights, you should never be the first one to run into a fight because your HP is low. Your job is to follow up right after the initiation, causing disturbance and quickly picking off the weaker heroes before the fight picks up. Now, following the initiation, run into the fight with Omni Slash followed by Blade Fury. Omni Slash followed by Blade Fury is also what your opponents are gonna do to their wrists after facing your boss Juggernaut. Try to find a slightly isolated hero to Omni Slash, but this might be tougher in teamfight situations. If you have level 2 ultimate, it's fine to use Omni Slash if there are multiple heroes around during a team fight, but still, never use it if there are creeps around. Now, while you are Omni Slashing, activate Manta Style, just because you can! Spam your item hotkey to activate it because you only have a 0.4 second window to use items between each Omni Slash. This will add confusion, damage, and cover as you come out of Omni Slash. Then proceed to finish off any scattered heroes with auto attacks or Blade Fury. Bouses make sure that their enemies rest in pieces! Alright, now onto the late game items. You do have a couple choices here depending on your situation. Desolator is a great pickup for if you want more damage. The minus armor will boost the damage of your auto attacks and your Omni Slash because your Omni Slash is physical damage. Vladimir's offering is another great choice. It gives you survivability through lifesteal. Since you already do so much damage, you want to get some lifesteal on that. Alright, now on to late game gameplay. Juggernaut is a semi-carry support killer in the late game. Your Blade Fury becomes much more about the magic immunity and much more of an escape tool, so save it for the sole purpose of avoiding enemy stuns or slows or to teleport out. In team fights, your main source of damage comes from auto attacks and Omni Slash. Jump into the battle right after the initiation and start things off with some auto attacks. Pop Manta Style to add some extra damage and cover. Now, your attack speed coupled with your critical damage and Desolator, if you got it, will allow you to quickly dish out a ton of damage. Late game Juggernaut is like Santa Claus, except instead of delivering presents to kids, you're delivering pain to noobs. Now, as soon as you become targeted in a team fight, use your Omni Slash to avoid being focused down and continue to dish out massive damage across the fight. Once you come out of your ultimate, depending on how the team fight went, pick off the scattered enemies with your auto attacks or spin away and teleport out. Ultimately, what Juggernaut does best in the late game is picking off weaker enemy heroes as fast as possible so that your team has a numbers advantage in team fights. Alright, now that's it for this Bouse guide to Juggernaut. What are you still doing here? Hurry up and go pick Juggernaut before somebody else does, and pwns whatever other hero you have to end up playing. And on a real note, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and find it both helpful and entertaining. As always, we've got some more testimonials from real internet people from the last boss guide. And as always, if you like this and want to see more, show some love by liking, commenting, and maybe sharing your own success or failure stories with the guide, and of course, subscribing.